guys, Bright Auto Reviews here, and today we will be doing a review on the Tanchjim Hana 2021 edition. Now, Tanchjim Hana 2021 is Tanchjim's latest one dynamic driver IM offering at the sub $200 price range. It retails for $180 and features a third generation DMP technology dynamic driver, which is the same as the previous OG Hana. In terms of unboxing experience, I think Tanchjim nailed it. So upon opening the rose gold team square box, I'm presented with a beautiful white compact carrying case, two different types of ear tips, one narrow and another one wide. White ball, a 3.5 OFC cable, some backup filters, and the IM itself. Now, the overall presentation and unboxing experience of the Hana 2021 is just amazing. Now, just like most of Tanchjim's products, I find their product presentation and unboxing experience to be pretty amazing. Everything is just well thought out and premium. Now, not to mention, Hana 2021 comes with backup filters too, which is always a plus for sure. Definitely one of the better unboxing experience I've had. Now, unboxing aside, for those that are unaware, Tanchjim Hana 2021 is basically just a retuned Hana, the OG Hana. They tamed the upper mids peak of the OG Hana, making it now graph super close to the infamous Tanchjim Oxygen. Now, I'm going to put the frequency graphs on screen for those that are interested. If not, just ignore this part. But is the Hana as good as the Oxygen though? I can't say, as I've never tried the Tanchjim Oxygen. However, what I can do is review the Tanchjim Hana 2021 as it is. So with that out of the way, let's start the review. Now, a little bit of disclaimer before I start. This review is done using stock white ball tips, not the narrow ball, and the stock cable. I find the wider ball tips to sound a bit more balanced, and narrow ball boosts the bass. Now, first, let's go over the pros of the Hana 2021. Now, pros. The overall sound presentation of the Hana 2021 is airy, balanced, and wide. I would describe the sound signature here to be Harman neutral, with an ever so slightly tilts towards warmth. Now, in terms of bass, the bass here is punchy, warm, and airy. It is decently detailed and textured too for a 1DD IM. In terms of sub-bass extension, Hana 2021 is able to go down deep and slam hard. It also has a good amount of mid bass, making Hana's bass punchy and dynamic. Now, in terms of mid-range, I would describe it as natural, open, and slightly warm. Hana 2021 has a slight preference for female vocals though, with female vocals sounding ever so slightly forward in terms of presentation. On the other hand, male vocals sound slightly relaxed at times. Nevertheless, the mid-range on Hana 2021 is great. Now, both instruments and vocals sound pretty organic and natural, with a wide and open presentation. Now, not to mention, I also quite like how vocals are presented here with the Hana 2021. Be it female or female, vocals here sound open and airy, which makes listening to vocals, especially female vocals, an absolute joy. Now, in terms of treble here is well extended, balanced, and airy. I love the treble here as it is well articulated with very good air presentation. Each treble notes sound airy and snappy, which makes the treble here far from being boring sounding, unlike most hum-and-tune IEMs around. It is also pretty clean sounding, with no graininess whatsoever. So overall, pretty happy with the treble here. Now, in terms of soundstage, it is wider and taller than deep. I would describe it as being somewhat like a baseball. The imaging here is good too. It images wide and open, fully taking advantage of the wide soundstage that it has. In terms of overall transient, I find that the overall transient attacks are sharp and snappy, but with a smoother, more natural decay, which contributes to the Hana's 2021's open and airy sound. Now, timbre here is amazing. It is organic and natural sounding, so zero complaints here in terms of timbre. As expected from a hum-and-tune IEM, the tonal balance here is exceptional. Hana 2021 works with any genres you throw at it. It is also very easy to drive, so Apple dongle is more than enough to drive the Hana. Heck, even your phone's single-ended output is more than enough. Now, it also has very good price to performance ratio. The overall package you're getting here for the price you pay is amazing. Now just look at the rose gold aesthetic that the Tanchjim Hana 2021 has. I love the overall presentation and unboxing experience too. Everything feels premium and well thought out. Now the accessory set is amazing too, like great case, great tips, great cable, backup filters, and you absolutely do not need to do any cable or tip rolling. Now, in terms of comfort, I think that the comfort is great too. So it fits my ears somewhat like a glove, so it sits pretty flush. And so yeah, I find that they are pretty good for sleeping. Now, in terms of cons, this is where I find that Tanchjim Hana 2021 needs a bit of improvement. Number one, I find that the soundstage depth could be a bit better, because I feel like the soundstage here has great width and height, but it's slightly lacking in terms of depth. So I would prefer if it has just a bit more depth, but it is what it is. Now, another con that I can find is that the Harman tuning could come off as a bit too boring or smooth to some, but this is subjective. Now, the third con that I can find is the bass, which I find could be a bit tighter and more impactful, because I find the bass here to lack a bit of tightness and impact, which can come off as a bit too smooth, boring. But yeah. Now, time for some comparisons. Comparison number one, I will be comparing Tanchjim Hana 2021 to TForce Yuan. Tanchjim Hana 2021 retails for 180 USD, and TForce Yuan retails for 119 USD. Now, I currently do not have the Yuan with me, so I can't show that on screen, but I'll be doing the comparison anyways. I'll be putting the the frequency graph up on the screen now, so if you're interested, please do take a look. Now, in my opinion, both Yuan and Hana 2021 are just side grades. Tanchjim, let me start with TForce. TForce Yuan has tighter, more impactful bass, slightly warmer mids, with a much more intimate presentation. And female vocals are slightly more relaxed, with male vocals sounding slightly fuller. Now, treble is smoother and darker, less airy. Soundstage is also much smaller in terms of width, with slightly better depth. On the other hand, Tanchjim Hana 2021 is much easier to drive. Its bass isn't as tight, mid-range presentation is more open and airy, female vocals sound ever so slightly more forward, and treble is just better than Yuan Li with better treble extension and air presentation. Now soundstage is noticeably wider with a more natural decay. So in short, if you have an amplifier, go for Yuan Li. If not, stick with the Hana 2021. Both are amazing for the price and you seriously can't go wrong with either. Both highly recommended by me. Okay, time for comparison number 2. Tanchjim Hana 2021 and versus Tanchjim Tanya. So Hana retails for $180 USD like mentioned, and Tanya retails for $22 USD. Now again, I do not have the Tanya with me as I've already sent it out to other reviewers, but I'll put the FR graph up on the screen now for your reference. Also, I just want to state that this is not at all a fair comparison, but if you're looking to upgrade from the Tanya, this comparison might be useful for you. Now Tanchjim Tanya needs amping to shine. It is noticeably more V-shaped than Hana, with more mid-bass and earlier sub-bass roll-off. Its bass is warmer, more bloaty and more one-notey. Mid-range is warmer, more recessed, and height and with a slightly more forward vocal presentation. Treble is much smoother and darker. Soundstage width and height are roughly the same as Hana. Imaging and transients are much blunter, and overall Tanya's technicalities are nowhere near Hana's level. Now Tanchjim Hana is much easier to drive. It has better bass detail, texture and slam. There's a lesser mid-bass float, wider, more open mid-range, with an airier vocal presentation. Vocals aren't as forward as Tanya, with treble that is much better in terms of detail, presentation and air. Imaging is also much more accurate here, with snappier transients. So if you're looking to upgrade from the Tanya, this is it. Now, in conclusion, Tanchjim Hana 2021 is yet another IEM that is very hard to pick on. It has good bass, good mids, good treble, and great technicalities. And not to mention, it is also very easy to drive. With Hana 2021, a cheap Apple or Samsung dongle, like this one, the one that I have here, is all that you need to make it sound good. Sure, its asking price isn't cheap. At $179.99 retail, which $180 USD, most will expect Hana 2021 to overperform the slightly cheaper TForce Yuan, which retails at $119 USD. However, this isn't the case here. As mentioned in the comparison above that I just did, Hana 2021 is just a side grade to the Yuan Li, and I stand by that statement. But nonetheless, I'll still highly recommend the Hana 2021. Now don't forget that the Yuan Li requires amping to shine, which means that the overall cost of the entire setup is much more expensive than, let's say, Hana 2021 with just the Apple dongle, which costs like $15. So yeah, if you are looking for an easy to drive IEM that just does everything well and comes perfect out of the box, look out for Hana 2021, as this might be it for you. Not to mention, if you're looking to upgrade, if you're looking for a serious upgrade from your Tanchjim Tanya, look no further, as I think Hana 2021 might be perfect for you too. In terms of rating, I will give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. This review unit is provided by Hi-Fi Go in their Hi-Fi Go review tour. I am not at all compensated by them, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. That is all from me. If you like this review, please do give it a like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, like what do you guys want to see next. That is all from me. This is Bright Audio Reviews, signing out.